today, my fellow Target individuals and patriotic Americans, I am doing this update status video to tell you how I've been doing and how my 4th of July was yesterday. Yesterday I didn't have a good 4th of July. My grandma didn't want my papa to shoot off fireworks because she didn't want the dogs to get all riled up. And also, other people were doing fireworks last night, even though I didn't hear any fireworks last night. Maybe people were waiting for it to be 12 p.m. like on Christmas, New Year's. And also yesterday, I didn't have a good 4th of July because I slept in too late because I had a headache and I was very tired yesterday that I slept in because my head was hurting. And it's that way today. Today my head hurts a little bit and I'm a little bit fatigued. I don't know why. I get a good night's sleep and everything. The only thing good yesterday was I ate good food. And I found glow-in-the-dark mushrooms called jack-o'-lanterns. And was in the pool that our family shares. That's because we all paid for it, me included. I ate corn, green beans, and potatoes, along with the hot dog and coleslaw yesterday for dinner. And then I ate a piece of pie that my grandma made, a strawberry pie with bananas and with caramel frozen yogurt on the side. Yesterday I did something different. I made French toast out of naan bread and it was good. And for a snack I ate a celery and peanut butter sandwich. Today I just ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for breakfast because I ate too much yesterday. Yesterday I didn't cook and eat mushrooms like I usually do because I got enough vitamin D and everything else from being in the pool, being outside yesterday. And also I got plenty of calcium from other stuff as well. I didn't need to eat too much cheese or eat mushrooms to get vitamin D and calcium. I also didn't know what to do with the mushrooms because they don't taste good in hamburgers or hot dogs. Those are the ones I have. And I'm also trying to be conservative in my resources, especially the gourmet mushrooms I forage. And that's because I'm punishing myself for being conned around February this year over $300 of my money trying to buy magic mushrooms. And also trying to get this military man who wasn't actually a military man. He was the con man pretending to be the guy who was selling the magic mushrooms and the military man. He also was calling me out of money and making me do stuff that was very questionable and even more illegal than buying and selling magic mushrooms. Let's just say that he was going to try to make me a sex slave, I think. I was going to get myself in a human trafficking gig. Luckily, I got myself out of that situation, and I don't like Facebook or Telegram that much anymore. I don't like social media anymore in general because people aren't required to put their personal information on Facebook, Telegram, and YouTube in order for them to get punished by the government, by the law, if they do something illegal, in order for them to get swatted or be mailed a fine in the mail for illegal activities online. And by other organizations that would be responsible for enforcing laws of human decency online. There is no fucking human decency online. Absolutely not at all. Facebook is involved in gang stalking of us target individuals. They also are perps that gang stalk and harass and oppress people in my UFO and extraterrestrial communities and government corruption and exposure communities as well, turning people in my communities into target individuals or just victims of one-time crimes like being conned or being slandered. I'm gonna tell you, libel and slander aren't even fucking crimes anymore. You could tell anybody anything about some person and you won't go to jail for it. You can talk out your ass about a group of people and not get put in jail for it. And also, people just don't care about other people's reputation anymore because anarchy is on the rise and people usually want to get to know a person before they actually judge whether they're a good person or not, even if they have been warned that they're a bad person. Because people are too skeptical and cynical about what people say and do anymore, that they put themselves at risk and go and befriend or just watch a person who has been known to be or is said to be a psychopath or did something very horrible to somebody. And also, people tend to stay away from people who nothing bad was ever said about. They just stay away from people that aren't even bad people. Nobody said anything bad about them. They just stay away from it because they, in their heads, or some weird, insane reason, think that a good person who hasn't been said to be a bad person is a bad person in their head. We live in a world where people have those kind of thoughts and feelings towards people that aren't rational nor are they justified at all. Yep, slander and libel are crimes, but people aren't taking them seriously. They just say, I can start rumors about a person, I can say things about a person, nothing bad's going to happen to me. I'm trying to find something to show you guys. I think I was going to show you guys something, but I forgot about it. Today, I am going to be making vegan homemade Italian sausages with tofu or chickpeas. And I don't know if I want to use this stuff today. And then I'm going to eat something with my mushrooms that I foraged. And I'm also going to go forage for wild mushrooms. And I'll make a video while I do so. I'm about to do so in an hour or two. But I need to put the clean dishes in the dishwasher up and other stuff in the house before I do so. I found jack-o'-lantern mushrooms yesterday and they actually do glow in the dark. I want to take them outside and put them on a log for them to grow on the log. They're spores to grow on the log, and put the log in the garden in order for me to have bioluminescent mushrooms in the garden. I'm also going to be picking up trash today because there's a lot of trash in the road and stuff. I'm also going to try to go deep into the creek and pick trash up there. It's going to be in a new place that I'm going to be picking trash up. It's going to be near the interstate and near a farmer that lives down the road's property that I talked to, Arnold Fletcher. And he's pissed off that my Papa Chucky stuff and everybody's stuff is getting in the creek and stuff. And he made a comment about it and everything to me while we're talking on the gravel road that I walked down. And I'm going to tell him that I'm going to go back into the creek and pick trash up that would be in the creek for him. And that probably will make him happy. I'm not doing this just for being a good Samaritan and a good environmentalist. I'm also doing this so where I can go forage wild mushrooms that probably could be around the creek as well, because mushrooms like to grow around creeks because creeks provide a lot of moisture and nutrients for mushrooms, and also to see what kind of wild plants are growing on that particular part of the creek. I do it for both my hobbies and for my Good Samaritan stuff. And back there is very deep. It looks very deep back in the parts of the creek that I'm going to be going at today. I went back there a little bit, but not too deep back there because I didn't want to get myself hurt back there because I didn't know how deep the water is, and also needed to see if it would be a great place for snakes, which it probably is. And also I needed to see if there was any scraps of metal that I could possibly injure myself on, because whenever I go in the creek and pick trash up, I see a lot of sharp pieces of wood and scraps of metal, and I gotta be very careful not to get myself injured back in there, because I could get botulism and tetanus from that stuff and other stuff such as parasites as well, and I don't want that in my body. And also this place in the creek is kind of a far distance away from my house, because this is like me hiking but using the gravel road as a trail for hiking instead of an actual trail in the woods. And I actually go almost a mile to a mile of hiking on this gravel road, and I cannot fuck up and get myself injured back in there. I bring medical supplies with me, my phone that I make these videos with, and I also bring food and water in order for me not to get into the situation where I'm malnourished, but I'm also more dangerously dehydrated. Dehydration along with heat can cause heat stroke and all kinds of problems. And I have to go outside and do something because I'm being hypnotized in my own house. My perps are doing V2K, synthetic telepathy, EEG heterodyning that Robert Duncan talks about. Robert Duncan, the whistleblower that wrote those 2 books that I have, Project Soulcatcher and How to Tame a Demon. They also do Havana syndrome me and give me headaches and fatigue, which I think that's what they were doing yesterday that caused me to sleep in because they wanted to ruin my 4th of July. And I find myself being able to read better and understand things better whenever I do exercise and go outside, because the oxygen along with the human growth hormone and the autophagy and causes in my body boosts my body's repair and efficiency processes. Trying to think about some things to show you with my iPad, because I usually like to show you some websites and stuff. I'll show you my jack-o'-lanterns first, I guess, that I found. These are jack-o'-lantern mushrooms and they glow in the dark. I was trying to take a picture of them glowing in the dark last night, but my phone wouldn't be able to take a picture of their natural glow. They're called jack-o'-lantern mushrooms because they glow in the dark and they look like pumpkins. There's some old jack-o'-lanterns right there. And I found an old parasol mushroom. I think it's a parasol mushroom. If not, it's a panther cap. It probably could be a panther cap. No, there ain't nothing for me to show you in my room anymore. I show you just about everything there is to be shown. I'm trying to do some artwork, but every time I do it, I get fatigued and I get a headache because of Havana syndrome, and that causes me to be frustrated and a little depressed that I can't do anything on a piece of paper, make really nice oil pastel paintings and stuff. And I just wind up just going outside and doing things, because at least they can't do Havana syndrome when I am near the creek or in the woods. That's causing me to stop to do a lot of things online, because every time I try to do something online, I get real fucking hit. But when I try to do something inside, which is where I usually make these videos that I make, I get real hit by the direct energy weapons. And right now I'm wearing a hat because I have a bad hair day, and also because I think it might help me feel better. And it's somewhat making me feel a little bit better to wear this hat. I need to get ready to go outside and do everything I told you I'm going to do. I'm going to bring my phone with me and show you some mushrooms and stuff that I'm going to be collecting. And also show you my environmental protection job that I'm going to be doing outside. I think I should show you that in order for me to use the video footage as proof of Good Samaritan acts for my resume on a job that I want to get soon. Because if the boss that I want to be employed by sees that I'm a good Samaritan and a good hard worker, that I go and pick trash out of the creek and stuff, and even see that I'm resourceful and foraging for mushrooms, they'll take me seriously. They'll know that I am, number one, physically fit for a job, very physically fit. Number two, disciplined enough for a job. Number three, dedicated enough for a job. Four, intelligent enough to do a job. And have hand-eye coordination to do a good job. And that's what I want my boss to understand about me. And the best way to get a witness, to have people bear witness to my acts of hard work and being a good member of society, and that is to make YouTube videos about it. I'm going to end this video because I just told you everything there is to be told. Most of the stuff that there is to tell you and that I'm complaining about when it comes down doing and that I'm doing not well, and that's that I had a bad 4th of July last night and yesterday because my grandma didn't want Papa Chuck, my grandpa, to fire fireworks up in the sky, and I didn't wake up early enough yesterday to make it a long day and a long good day. I need to try to be more disciplined with myself, or take some damn drugs. I don't know, just do something to get my ass up out of bed at least at 9 o'clock every day. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to get myself up out of 9 o'clock, up at 9 o'clock maximum, but more preferably 8 or 8:30 o'clock a.m. in the morning every day, and I need to kick my own ass out of bed like a military sergeant would his or her subordinates, rookies. And I even want to try to wake up early at 7 a.m. on certain days, and that's to give me some more time to make YouTube videos and to do some chores, and also to pre-make lunch and dinner for the day or for the days tomorrow. I thought about that. I also thought about waking up in the middle of the night. Whenever I've had a bad day, try to wake up in the middle of the night and have 30 minutes or an hour in the middle of the night doing things for my target individual issues and for you. And especially if I wake up in the middle of the night because they do phantom touch on me. Don't know what phantom touch is, look it up. It's like they use frequencies to make you think that you're being touched by somebody or something. or if they wake me up in the middle of the night to make me defecate and urinate, and I hardly defecate at night. When I defecate at night, I know something's up. Either I'm sick with something like a stomach bug, or they're hitting my stomach and made me go to the bathroom. And I know that it's them when they're doing it because I feel hot. My ass feels hot, like the shit's been cooked in my stomach. That I basically feel like I'm a walking, talking microwave. And also have other symptoms of being hit with direct energy weapons and Havana syndrome, headaches, tinnitus, and I just feel more receptacle to everything else they're doing to me. Well, I know it's a stomach bug when I don't have headaches, and it's more nausea and vomiting, more stuff that a actual stomach bug would cause. And also, it's a stomach bug if I defecate way too much, that it causes me to be dehydrated and it causes me to have blood pressure problems. Which I sometimes have blood pressure problems when they hit me with the direct energy weapons, but not all the time because my blood, for some reason, is very resilient towards being hit by stuff. And they only made me defecate, or they're only able to make me defecate at least 2 or 3 times when they want to force me to defecate. And they usually don't do this because I hardly eat anyways, because I fast and detox. Meaning I'm already shitting so much that there's hardly anything in my stomach for them to use against me. Number 2, they like to fuck with my head and put thoughts and voices in my head with V2K and synthetic telepathy because they know psyching me out and psychological abuse and psychological warfare is a better way of torturing somebody like me because I'm an intellectual type and I dissociate myself from my body because I'm out of my head thinking in my head about all kinds of things, and they know that I live in my mind more than my body, and they know that that's where I'm the most sensitive at, is my brain, my mental space. Number 3, they don't like to hit me any place in my body, including my bowels and bladder, because I don't care too much about my body. I care more about my brain, and I only care about my body if it improves my mental functions. Kind of like Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a fatso, but he was a very intelligent man. Wilhelm Reich, the guy that made orgone technology, he got fat after he was done serving in his country's military. And he always was the kind of man who cared more about intelligence and doing things with his brain and with his hands. He didn't care about too much about his body and stuff like that. If you look at a lot of geniuses besides Nikola Tesla, a lot of them had more fat on them than dumbasses who are jocks and chads, military soldiers like General Patton, and that's because they didn't have jobs and lifestyles that required a lot of physical fitness. They just had to be physically fit enough to be able to do their laboratory work and their field work, and that's about it. And that's what I am. I'm like Wilhelm Reich and Albert Einstein. I'm like a scientist. I would rather just stay in a laboratory and run experiments all the time. I'm also an artist and I like to make art as well. And artwork doesn't require you to be physically fit to do that. The only physical fitness that I actually enjoy doing, and that is part of my scientific research and science related hobbies and hard work hobbies, is going hiking, mountain climbing, rock hunting or collecting, and mushroom hunting. And that's because I can bring specimens back to my room, which is my laboratory, aka art studio, to do things with them. And then I can go also out there to do environmental protection work, clean the environment up, go out there and get some edible medicinal mushrooms and plants, and also take pictures for nature photography, and also get some good sights and stuff that I can use as inspiration for artwork, like paintings or even jewelry making, to make it nature-based stuff. I'm gonna go outside now and take care of what I need to take care of. Oh boy, my back is horrible. It's stiff, strained. I need to do some stretches while I'm out there. That probably will make me feel better. Talk to you later. Take care and have a good afternoon, my friends and viewers of this YouTube channel.